Hello everyone and welcome to your Feel Good Flow. This is going to be a really nice practice for the body to feel good. I know that sounds silly, but realistically just put your body in a good place because you gave it time to stretch, all right? So I'm looking forward to moving with you. It'll be about 30 minutes and hopefully you'll be able to feel good at the end of today's practice. But remember, if you ever need to modify, if you ever need to take a break, hit pause, you can do that as you go. So thanks for joining me today, and we're going to start in child's pose. Make your way on down to your mat with your arms extended. Your forehead is touching the mat. And as you breathe in and out, I just want you to feel the release of your lower back here. I have the fan cranking over my head, so I'm getting a nice cool breeze on my body. Depending on when you're doing this practice, it might be really warm outside or it may not be as warm. So for me, coming in from the outdoor, having the fan on my body while we're practicing feels really nice, especially if I'm not doing hot yoga. Good. Start to feel the breath move through the body, so slowly inhaling and exhaling while you're in this position. Checking in each time you choose to breathe in, feel your back fill up with air. And then exhale, feel the air come out of the body. Good. Continue. Inhale to fill up. And exhale to release. Good. Noticing each breath. And then when you're ready, slowly send your eyes forward, lift your chest. Good. Exhale, you're going to come through a knee down push-up. So shift forward, lower all the way down. Good. So now your elbows are hugging in, your fingertips are right at your nipple line. You're squeezing, and then you're going to press up into a straight arm cobra, Bhujangasana if it feels good. Exhale, drive the hips back. Tuck your toes to child's pose and press back. Tucking the toes here for more active stretch in the bottoms of the feet. Take a deep breath in and out. Good. Exhale, shift forward to tabletop, hands and knees. Let's take a few rounds of cat and cow. So start to sway the spine as you look up and down. Feeling the movement in the body. Good. Inhaling and exhaling. Nice. When you're ready, take your time, tuck your toes, press your hips to the sky, drive it back. Good. As you come to down dog, start to feel the length in the hamstrings. You're giving back to your body right away while putting it in this upside down V position to really stretch. So really extend back. Now try to ground the right heel, and as you do, the left knee is going to bend slightly, and as that left knee bends in, the pressure becomes deeper in the bottom of this right foot. Good. Switch. Left heel drops in hard, right knee bends a little bit, and hold. Good. When you're ready, soften and press back. On your next inhale, walk your feet forward, slowly to the top of the mat. Arrive here in a halfway lift, lengthen the spine, press the heart forward and through. Exhale, fold forward, chest over your thighs, and then just breathe here. Lengthen your tailbone up, lower your head down, and just feel the sensation of the body in your fold. Now, depending on your tightness, you may want to be here for longer than others. Some of us, it starts to tingle in the back of the legs, even in the bottoms of the feet. Good. Let's slowly stand, and as we do, sweep the arms high, lengthen the legs long, back bend. Right into that shoulder stretch, interweave the fingers together, glide your knuckles down your glutes, open your heart for me, squeeze the shoulders. Good. Belly draws up and in. Hinge and fold forward as we work the stretch in the shoulder blades, pulling our knuckles beyond our head. Now my shoulders have the mobility to comfortably do this. If yours don't, let your hands stay closer to your low back, even resting on the lower back. Good. Release the hands down to the mat. Take a nice long flat back. Good. Stepping into plank, you can do a knee down chaturanga like we did in the beginning, or you can be on your toes. Exhale, lower. Inhale, press through. Exhale, drive back. Downward facing dog. Good. Easing in. Inhale. Exhale. Raise your right leg high to the sky. Slowly bend your knee. Open up your hip. Press down through your left heel. Bend your left knee a little bit. Keep opening the right knee as you push back for 3. Good. Keep stretching for 2. And then lengthen your leg all the way long. Exhale, step forward. Good. Drop your back knee slowly down. Squeeze your legs tightly together. And now raise your arms to the sky as you sink your hips forward and your knee down. Low lunge. Good. My foot had a cramp there and I started falling to the side. Take another full breath in. And now side bend to the right. So you can put your right hand on your right hip and lean. I'm going to put my right hand all the way on the mat next to me. And I'm going to lean to the right. Now I have room to do that. If you don't, you can always put your hand on a block. Good. Hold for 3. Keep stretching for 2. And then exhale, release your left hand on 1. Good. Both hands are now framing your foot. You're going to pick up your left knee. And now move your hips back into what we call an extended pyramid, which means the legs are just slightly further apart than they normally are. Good. Take one more full round of breath here as you fold over your right leg more, pushing through this back leg. Good. And then exhale, take your time, bend your front knee. All the way up into high lunge, arms reach high to the sky. Exhale, circle your arms like we did in the beginning of our practice. Interlace the fingers. Pull the knuckles down your glutes, open the heart. Good. Now anchor your back heel down. And I did that by turning my toes out at a 45-degree angle. Hinge forward over the right leg. I'm going to kind of drop inside of it. And then raise your knuckles up for a variation of humble warrior here. Good. Again, you can hold your low back. You can even grab opposite elbows if interlaced fingers just really doesn't work for your shoulders or your hands. You might even be super sweaty, so interlacing your fingers can be challenging. Good. Take another deep breath in. Lift your knuckles higher. Exhale your hands down to the yoga mat. Good. And now straighten your right leg. Pull back in the hips. Good. Bend your right knee forward. Step your left foot up. Take a half lift from the front of your mat. Exhale to fold forward. Good. Inhale, stand tall, reach high. Lift your fingertips all the way up. And then dive down as you exhale, chest over thighs. Inhale to your flat back, lengthen long. Exhale to fold. Good. Stepping into plank, you're more than welcome to take a knee down version. Otherwise, full push-up, back bend, hold. Good. Push through the feet, down dog. Breath in and breath out. Down dog should feel comforting rather quickly. Hopefully arriving in a place that feels good to hold on to in the shoulders, in the arms and the legs. Left leg rises all the way up into the air. Bend your knee, gently open the hip. Good. Now I'm being a little careful here, and I did on the first side too, because my hamstrings are feeling really tight. So normally I'd kind of throw this guy back more, put more weight into my right foot, but I can kind of feel it almost push back. Good. Now straighten your left leg all the way long. Exhale, big step through. Good. Pause here when you're ready. Inhale. Bring your arms up to the sky, knee down, low lunge, and then sink the hips forward. Good. Elongate the torso. Option 1, left hand to left hip and lean to the left. Option 2, find the mat or a block and then start to tilt gently to the left with your right arm reaching over. Good. Left knee is still bending forward. You're still working to find the space for 3, 2, and then release your right hand on 1. Your left hand is already framing your foot. Pick up the right knee. Extended pyramid. Just gently pull the hips back. Good. Maybe you dive down over the front leg. Kind of depends on your level of tightness here as well as the mobility. Maybe you're having trouble reaching the ground with straight legs. Remember, blocks can be helpful for that. Good. Now bend your knee forward and you'll slowly come up once you feel ready into your high lunge. Your biceps are by your ears. You're growing tall through the spine. Good. Now make a big circle. We'll interlace our fingers together. Pull the knuckles down the glutes. Open your heart. And then crank your back heel down. Anchor it. Good. Hinge forward. Now remember, you can drop inside of or on top of this leg. And you really just want to feel your head hang away from the body. For me here, it feels so nice. I'm getting that traction in my neck. Hopefully you are too. Take another breath. Let your hands come down here. Straighten your left leg. Pull the hips back. Good. Bend the left knee. Step up. Feet come together. Inhale, lift and lengthen the spine. Exhale, slowly fold in. Good. Step your feet apart, left and right. Turn your toes out 10 and 2 and sink your hips down towards the ground, gathering your palms to your heart. So spreading your knees to either side of the mat as you lift your chest forward. Good. Hold for 3. You should feel the elongation in the spine and hopefully the crown of the head reaching up. 2. And then release your hands down on 1. Tailbone presses up. Heel toe your feet back together. Some of you like to take crow here. Otherwise, halfway lift if you're not going into crow. Good. Exhale, fold. We'll step our left foot back. If you're in crow, take your time. Step your left foot back when you're ready, and we'll lower our left knee. Good. Now walk your right foot over to the right. So now my hands are inside of my foot and my right toes have turned out to about 2 o'clock. From that 2 o'clock turnout, I'm going to sink my hips forward, welcoming my body into a low lizard. Adding the quad stretch here, if it feels accessible to you, we'll tuck the back toes so that as we bend our knee right here, I don't feel anything on my kneecap. I really have my kneecap lifted and I'm pressing into the very end of my femur bone at my thigh. Left hand's going to turn out slightly to protect the wrist, and then my right arm is going to make a big circle to potentially grab the back foot, which some of you may notice is available or it's not. And then if you want more, you gently pull the heel in, and that's going to be how you feel the stretch on your quad. Good. Feel your breath. 3. Feel the twist in your body here. Hold on to the pose. 2. And then very slowly, you're going to let go of this back leg if you have it. And then either use your blocks here, stay just as you are if you'd like, or meet me on your forearms as you sink closer and closer to the mat. Good. Stay for one more breath. And then re-lengthen your torso. Good. Swing your right knee around so that we're in tabletop together. Flip the palms right and then left. Feel the opening in the forearms here. Good. Cat the spine, knit the ribs in, pull the belly in. We call that Uddiyana Bandha. We lift the stomach up. It's your upward flying lock. Hold here, actively engage. Good. And then spin the palms forward so your fingers turn forward. Beautiful. Sit the hips back on the heels for a second. Stretch the arms super long. And then press up onto the knees. Keep going with the arms. Hold your lower back. Drive the hips forward. Big breath in as you create a little bit of a back bend. Good. Exhale, settle back to a neutral spine, and then lower your hips down. Chin tucks, and we just let it sway left and right. 3, 2, 1. Nice work. Head into your downward facing dog. Push back with your hips. And then exhale as you look at your toes. Inhale, looking forward. Exhale, walk your feet to the top of your mat. Good. Inhale to a flat back, lengthen. Exhale to a forward fold, let it go. Inhale, squeeze the legs tightly together, rise all the way up to the top. And then exhale, rest your arms down by your sides. Perfect. On your next breath, just lift and lower your heels for 5. Good. Pump up and down through the bottoms of your feet for 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. From here, we'll slowly fold forward. We'll take a half lift here to lengthen. And then step your right foot back. Place your knee on the mat. Walk your left foot to the left and turn your toes out to about 10 o'clock. Your hands are now generously inside of the foot, and your hips are sinking forward as you start to feel the opening here in the groin, hips, hip flexors, maybe even your inner thighs. Option, bend your back knee with me. Remember to try to get the kneecap to lift so there's no pressure on the knee. Big circle around, and you'll grab hold of your foot from behind. As you twist, just feel your heel come in a little tighter towards your glute and feel that really nice stretch in the top of your right quad. Good. 3. Keep spinning. 2. Maybe you bend your elbow, try to pull it in a little closer. Good. On 1, release your foot, come back around. Exhale, lower your forearms. Good. And then feel your forearms supported here as your chest moves forward. Good. Breathe in and out slowly. Take one more breath. Remember, if you can't get on your forearms, no biggie. It's still good to stay here. And then exhale, straighten your arms. Swing your left leg back. 1, 2, 3. And then the whole body is back in tabletop. Let's move through some hip circles. So walk the hands slightly further than tabletop. And then start to draw circles with the pelvis all the way around. Good. Big circles. 1 more. And then switch. Circle. 3. Good. 2. 1 more. 1. Move your hips back. Exhale, settle your tummy on your thighs. Let your forehead come down. Take a big inhale in through your nose and an open mouth exhale. And let yourself settle. Good. Feel the work that you've put in to open the hips, to take the stretches through the groin. And then on your next breath, slowly and carefully Bring yourself forward all the way to the belly. Good. We're going to crisscross the forearms on top of each other. Drop the head and then just let the legs sway from side to side. Good. Press back into tabletop, which brings us into seated on our bottom. We're going to do double pigeon, but if that's not for you, you can also take pigeon on your back, and you're more than welcome to take regular pigeon with one leg forward. Now, for double pigeon, we cross our shins one on top of the other. From our shin cross, we tilt the tailbone forward. So I have my ankle right over my knee. I have my knee here right over my ankle, even though they're not touching. And then I want you to take a really big inhale. And as long as you feel good where you're at, good is a relative term, it's a very tight pose, you can start to slowly bring the hands forward. Now there's not much room for me to go anywhere, but as I tilt forward, as I feel this stretch in my hip, that's what I want you to notice. What's going on in your hips? How are you feeling? How are you doing? Good. Feel your body here as it folds in and just breathe. Sometimes it feels good just to be upright and then slowly easing in. Good. Now, if you're taking pigeon on your back or on your belly, we'll take 2 more breaths and then you'll shimmy to switch sides. And again, maybe you are taking one version or the other based on injury too, which is normal. Good. Exhale, take your time, switching it up. So flipping it over, other side of pigeon, switching the back exercises. If you're with me, we're switching the top leg. And this is where you can see that significant lift here, or my knee does not want to interact with my foot because of the tightness in the hip. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to help myself. I'm going to drive down into my fingertips and then watch my legs. They're going to kind of tilt forward on their own. And that's going to give me that freedom to kind of keep shifting. Good. 3. 2. And then while you're here, we'll take 2 more breaths. Maybe you can move a little bit further. Maybe you really feel your body kind of pushing back and saying, hey, I'm at a place where I feel good or where I don't want to go any further, and that's okay too. Slowly rise. Wherever you are, let's all make our way to seated with our legs long. So if you're on your belly, flip around. If you're on your back, sit on up. Good. Raise your arms high into the air and then fold forward when you're ready. Relax your body into your fold. Release your head, neck, and shoulders for 3. Good. Feel the deep stretch through your low back for 2. And then slowly come all the way up on 1. Good job. Scoot your bum forward. Extend your arms. Scoop the belly. Lay all the way down. Feel the legs long. Stretch your arms way over your head for a big stretch, please. And then point and flex your toes. Draw some ankle circles. Pull your right knee deeply into your chest. Really, really, really feel the thigh hit the belly. Good. Exhale. Bring it across. We're going to do a spinal twist. So let your knee come up and over. And then maybe let your right arm reach away as long as your chest and shoulder feels good and your back feels good as well. 3. Nice job. Just kind of feel the release in the body. 2. Good. Come back to center. And then I just want you to let your right knee drop open and closed. So just let it fall open and closed. Good job. And then let's switch. Left knee is going to come into the body slowly. Right leg long. Good. Take a deep breath in and a slow breath out. And then exhale, twist. Good. Let your left arm reach away, and you'll see here my left chest. It's a lot more tight here on this side. I'm not sure why, to be honest, but I can really feel it when my arm reaches away. It's definitely wanting me to not go as far on this side. Good. Take 2 more deep breaths. Full inhale and a full exhale. And then slowly come back through center. Take your time. Good. And then you're just going to drive down into your feet. You're going to pick up your butt and then plop it up and down for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Pull your knees in tightly to your chest, massaging your back. You may have had a back fart there. And then happy baby. So let your knees come in wide. Rock, rock, rock it out. Good. Close your eyes. Feel this deep stretch in your groin. Full inhale and a full exhale. And then when you're ready, let your legs go slowly down. One leg releases to the mat and then the other. Close your eyes with me. Palms face the sky. Deep breath in. And a slow breath out. Two more rounds. Inhale. And exhale. Squeeze your legs tightly together. Reach way over your head for a big long stretch for me, please. Remember, you can always stay longer if you need to in your Shavasana. Otherwise, I want you to slowly pull your knees into your chest. Your low back is going to firmly press down into the yoga mat here. So really feel the press in the spine. Good. Rock a few times or roll to your side. I'm going to rock along the spine just to feel the release in my back. And then come all the way up to seated however you'd like to. Close your eyes if you don't mind as you lengthen the spine and sit super tall. Good. Exhale, feel the breath leave the body. Inhale, breathe in with me. Exhale, slowly breathe out with me. Have a very beautiful rest of whatever you have ahead. And as we bow forward, Namaste. Thank you so much for moving with me, and I hope your body feels well. Feel free to ask any questions in the comments, share the videos and like them, and thanks again for always subscribing to me on YouTube.